Students, so now let's learn that how do we find any unknown angle which is given in the right angle triangle by using trigonometric ratios. So I have made this right angle triangle, and I have told you that first of all you have to write the names of the sides. Don't forget it. If you will not be writing the names of the, this is because you are beginning, and you must be careful about that which side is called what. So you know that the side opposite to the 90 degree, the side opposite to the 90 degree is called hypotenuse, and the side opposite to the acute angle is called perpendicular, and the remaining side is called base. So perpendicular and hypotenuse, these are two fixed sides. In Pythagoras theorem only hypotenuse is fixed, but in trigonometry there are two fixed sides, hypotenuse and perpendicular, and the remaining side we call base. Remaining side we call base. Now according to this triangle, if we take the ratios, so as we know that sine ratio, sine x is equal to perpendicular over hypotenuse, and what is our objective? We are supposed to find this angle. So we will take this sine to other side, and it will become x is equal to, written as x is equal to sine inverse perpendicular over hypotenuse. Sine inverse perpendicular over hypotenuse. Then similarly, if we are using cos ratio, cosine ratio, so we will write down x is equal to cos inverse base over hypotenuse. And similarly, x is equal to, if tan ratio is given, so if the ratio perpendicular and base is given, so then we use tan, you know, so we will write down tan inverse perpendicular over base. So this we have to use when we are going to find out any unknown angle. So now look, I have made these three examples. So here we are supposed to find out the value of C. You know that you have to write down first of all the names of the sides. Side opposite to the 90 degree is called hypotenuse. Side opposite to the acute angle is called perpendicular. Side where the remaining side is called base. So it means in this triangle we are going to use base and hypotenuse. So base over hypotenuse. So you know that the ratio which is known as base over hypotenuse is called cosine ratio. So we will write down base is 7 over 14, and we will be using cosine ratio, cosine of angle C. Cosine of angle C. I hope so that you have learnt the names of the ratios. Base over hypotenuse is equal to cosine cos of x of any angle. So I hope so that you know this. Now you have a proper, I hope that you have a proper command on it, you have learnt it, you are mastering it. Now you are supposed to find out this angle. This angle is our objective, so we will write it as angle C is equal to cos, look at this, cos inverse 7 over 14. So you know it is cos inverse 1 over 2, and now you have to use your calculator. Without using the calculator you can't find it. So use your calculator, shift cos, you will be getting this, it will be written there cos inverse, and then 1 over 2 or 0.5. So you will be getting answer equal to 60 degrees. I hope so that if you have solved it before me, then you are getting this answer. So the value of C is 60 degrees. Now let's find the value of Y. I wish that you should do it first and then I will solve it. Please take time and solve it quickly. So what will you do first of all? I know you will write the names of the sides. So names of the sides, obviously this is 90 degree, opposite to it is hypotenuse. This is acute angle given here, so this side will be called perpendicular and the remaining side will be called base. Again we are having the ratio base and hypotenuse. These two sides are given. So we will write down cos y degrees equals to base over hypotenuse. So 5 over 13. So now what you will do? You will take this cos to other side and it will be y equals to cos inverse 5 by 13. And now you have to take the help of your calculator. So write down shift cos 5 over 13. So your answer will be 67.38 degrees. So one more thing, you know that these angles which we are finding cannot be greater than having value greater than 90 degree, because you know that 190 degree angle is already given. If it is also of 180 degree, then what will be the value of this? Because we know that three angles make 180 degrees, not two. So if these two are 90 degree, and then you know that this will be a mistake. So be careful about your angle, that its value must be less than 90 degree, and if you are using correct ratio, means if you are supposed to use sine, then you are using sine, cos, because when you will be using the correct ratio, there is 0% chance that you will be doing any mistake. So I hope that with your practice, do practice of these things, and your practice will make you perfect. Now let's try this third part. This part, you know that again we will now here we are not supposed to find out the angle, we are supposed to find out the sides, and you know that first of all you are going to write down the names of the sides. So this is 90 degrees angle, opposite to it is hypotenuse. This is angle given, so its opposite side is perpendicular, and this will be called base. So according to this triangle, we will name the all sides like this. So now first, if we find out perpendicular, so we will be using the ratio perpendicular over base. So if we find A first, so it is perpendicular over base. If you have learned the names of the ratio, so the name of ratio perpendicular over base is tan. So tan of this angle 44. So now if you have written this, just replace perpendicular by its value, which is A, and base by its value, that is 7. Take 7 to other side, it will become A is equal to 7 tan 44 days. You use uppercase or lowercase, it's up to you. So now use your calculator. 7 tan, simple tan, not inverse, 44 is equal to 6.76 centimeters. So the value of A is 6.76 centimeters. So it is 6.76 centimeters. Now you have to find out B. So B is hypotenuse. So you can use any one of the ratio, like you can use base over hypotenuse, or you are having the value of perpendicular, you can also use perpendicular over hypotenuse. So it is up to you that which ratio you want to take. So if you will take perpendicular over hypotenuse, then it will be equal to sine, and if you take cos 7 over hypotenuse, so it will be cos. So it's up to you. Both the ratios will give you the same answer, no need to worry about. So if you use this one, so this will be perpendicular over hypotenuse. Perpendicular over hypotenuse, that you know is always that is known as sine ratio. So sine 44 degrees. So replace these by their values. So it is 6.76 over B. B we are supposed to find. So take it to this side, and it will become B sine 44 degrees, 6.67, and then 6.67 divided by sine 44, it is b. And now find its value by divide 6.76, sorry, 6.76 by sine 44. So answer is 9.73 centimeters. So quickly use this base over hypotenuse and get the answer, and check that are you getting the same answer, because there you will be using different ratio. So quickly use that and tell me that are you getting the same answer or not. So I hope so you have done it. I also do it for you. So if we use 7 over b, 7 over b, you know that now this is base over hypotenuse, and you are supposed to use the ratio cosine 44 degrees. So now you will just have to change the sides, because you are supposed to find out b. So this is cos 44, and when you will divide it by, when you will divide 7 and cos 44, you will again get 9.73 centimeters. So I hope that you have checked that there is just one thing about which you need to be careful, that you have to use correct ratio. If you will be using the correct ratio, then there is no mistake, there is no chance of doing any mistake. Look that I have done in front of you, that when I was using this side and this side, I was taking the ratio of this. If I will be calling it right here, I will be doing a mistake here, like I, instead of sine, I use cos, or I use tan. Obviously I will be getting the wrong answer. So it was perpendicular over hypotenuse, so I have to use sine. It is base over hypotenuse, I have to use cos. So I hope so that your practice will make you perfect. So do practice of these questions at home, because without your practice this is useless. So that is very important, that you are using the you are doing the practice and you are using the correct ratios.